Assalamualaikum. Today we are going to talk about MVC. Let us look at the structure of interactive system. As we can see here, the structure of an interactive system consists of two essential components. First, the visible part or front end, and the invisible part or the back end. So the understanding for this structure is very crucial for creating effective and user-friendly interactive system. The front end refers to the visible and user-facing part of the system. It focuses on the user interfaces, UI, design, and how users interact with the system. This includes elements such as the layout, colors, typography, buttons, forms, menus, and other visual and interactive components. The front end is responsible for presenting information and enabling users to perform actions. On the other hand, the back end refers to the invisible and behind the scene part of the system. It handles the logic, data storage, processing, which required to support the front end. The back end is responsible for retrieving, storing data, executing business logic, and also communicating with external system or services. The front end and back end of an interactive system interact with each other and creates a seamless user experience. Okay, now let's explore the structure of an interactive system by using the iTunes website as an example. So the iTunes website is a popular platform for purchasing and streaming music, movies, TV shows, and podcasts. The front end of the iTunes website is the visible part the user interact with. It includes the user interface element that facilitate navigation, content discovery, and playback. When you visit the iTunes website, you will notice the visually appealing design with a prominent search bar, navigation menus, and featured content sections. The front end is responsible for displaying the available media content and allowing users to browse, search, and select items of their interest. Moving on the back end of the iTunes website, this is the invisible part that handles the logic and data management. The back end manages the vast catalog of media content, user accounts, and transactions. So when you search for a song or movie on iTunes, the back end will process your query, retrieves relevant results from the database, and send them back to the front end for the display. Now let us define what is MVC. MVC. So it is short for Model View Controller. It is a widely used design pattern and software architecture that provides a standardized solution for structuring applications or software packages. MVC was introduced by Trig Renskog in 1979. It was initially developed as part of the Smalltalk programming language and has since become one of the most widely used design patterns in software development, particularly in the context of object-oriented programming or OOP. MVC architectural pattern divides a software application into three interconnected parts, namely model, view, and controller. Let's relate MVC with a restaurant as the analogy. So The model in this analogy is the cook. Okay, so cook is the one who cook the food to ensure the quality and consistency. Cook also encapsulates the data, which will be the ingredients, and the business logic, which will be the cooking techniques and recipes of the restaurant. So it ensures the food is prepared correctly and maintain the integrity and the standards of the restaurant. As for the view, it will be the menu, where customers are presented with the beautiful photo of the prepared dishes. So the menu will be responsible for presenting the food in an appealing manner. Just like the view in MVC, it focuses on the presentation and the visual aspect. As for the controller, it will be the waiter who acts as the intermediary between the kitchen, which is model, and the view or the menu. So they take the customer's order, communicate the order to the kitchen or the cooks, and ensure that the food is prepared according to the customer request. Components of MVC. Model basically represents the data and business logic of an application, while for view, it is responsible for presenting the data from the model to the user and capturing any user interaction. The controller will act as an intermediary between the user interface, which is view, and the data or the business logic, which is model of an application. It receives user input from the view, process it, and update the model accordingly. As the conclusion, so why MVC? MVC provides a structured approach to software development, making the code base more maintainable, reusable, and testable. It helps to build robust and scalable applications and promotes collaboration among developers.